right, guys, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're out there. Again, my name is Carson Cook, and thank you so much for tuning in to Merchant Services Slayers. Again, a little bit off-site. We are traveling a little bit. I'm at 30,000 feet in the air, traveling from Doha to Seattle, come back to the office to visit some people in the office, and then we're going to be doing a little traveling down south in South America. So I'll be going to Belize and then also over to Turkey. So thank you so much for tuning in, but we will still keep these videos rocking and rolling. Today I really wanted to cover a topic, especially something that we went over this week with a lot of our agents that's extremely important. Those that have been with us for a long time and those that are progressing as well, to actually understand how to accelerate your career in merchant services. Now, a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about today is going to sound very cliche, but it's extremely important to understand that it does work. Okay, these things work that you learn in books. Especially now that you bring a skill level up to a certain point, you have to realize that it's now about the product that you sell. It's not just about your technique and your sales. It's about what you're doing, what you're selling. And merchant services is one of the most lucrative industries to be in. That's why we're all in this group. That's why we all take this stuff and learn. But for any of those agents that are newer, or they've been in the business a year or 2 years, or they've been stuck in the business for 6 to 8 years and like, okay, I'm doing a great job, and how do I accelerate it? We're going to talk about the 3 things that are going to really help you accelerate your career within merchant services. So it's super important. Number 1 is that basically with anything is that you need to put in the work. Now, any highly competitive industry is going to require a lot of skill set. It's going to require you to do a lot of things that you might be uncomfortable with, a lot of things that you're not familiar with, and a lot of things that you might have to learn and progress. As the industry changes, they're going to have to change along with it. But in doing so, you're going to have to put in the work required to learn those new skills, whether it's online marketing, whether it's digital marketing for merchants, the new POS systems, the new POS stations, the new sales process. Sales changes over time. Even the core concept and the steps of the sale will remain the same. There's still going to be a situation where new things will be added. Now, a good example of this is selling cash discount. The old style sales process used to rely on saving merchants money, which would require a sales graph. Well, now we don't even need that. Okay, so that's a major thing in selling cash discount, is that it has alleviated a lot of pressure on collecting a statement and knowing the numbers, and it's helped the process immensely. Okay, so first thing is, make sure if you're new to merchant services, or you're stagnating, you still need to put in the work. Okay, a good example we talk about this is professional athletes. They don't have a choice; they get a paycheck. Military, they don't have a choice because they signed up for this. These individuals tend to do extremely well within merchant services because they've been put in situations that are extremely high stress, but they've done extremely well, right? Because they're always putting in the work. Now, number 2 on this too is that it's kind of a play on this as well. Not only do you have to put in the work, but you always have to keep your mind open for learning. You need to have the mindset that you're not a master of this. Okay, even if you do become a master, you put in your Malcolm Gladwell Outliers 10,000 hour rule, 10,000 hours on something. Yes, you might be a master, but even the best masters will tell you that they learn something new every single day. I've been personally doing merchant services for a very, very long time, did very well with it, and actually came out of the gate doing very well, but I've learned something new every single day working in this business, whether it's with recruiting, whether it's within managing or running a company or starting this or doing this, or selling, working with merchants with different types of products, different types of value-added propositions. You will always need to learn. You always should read. You should always study up on sales practices and procedures. You should do the homework like you did when you were a kid, when you were in school. Those students that got straight A's tend to do well because they've studied, right? Or those that have the work ethic tend to study. They always use that. And that's a good book I definitely recommend, is Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers, which talks about the 10,000 hour rule. And not only is it, putting in the work and having the talent, but also being lucky. So the only thing that you can deal with, especially within merchant services, is what you can control. You can control your work ethic, and you can control how much you learn. That's on you. So it's important to understand that. So always be in the mindset that you should always be learning. Always be learning. Always picking stuff up. And then the third thing that we're going to talk about that's going to help you do this is something that's going to help you motivate on the first 2. So what's going to keep you motivated to put in the work? What's going to keep you motivated to always learn? And that's to actually sit down for about an hour and define your why, right? We talk a lot about this, guys, in some of these other videos too, is defining your why. Is defining why is it that you do what you do. Now, some people it could be travel, some people it could be family, some people it could be nonprofits, some people it could be, just being able to do what you want, financial freedom. Whatever that really is, it's not just about defining what you want, but it's also about defining when you achieve that, how you're going to feel. Okay, so you want to be able to feel this way. You want to feel like you're financially free. You want to feel like now you need to help people. You want to feel like generational wealth is extremely important for you to protect your family and your friends. It's important to understand this. Once you define your why, this is something that you can take to work with you every day. You can take it to your study every day. You can take it to, the reason for what you're doing. So you're putting in that work. Like number one, you put in that work and it becomes tiring. You're like, okay, I just want to give up. Then you look at that why and you know why you're there doing what you're doing. You're starting to learn something and you say, okay, well, I'm learning this new skill. Carson said to read How to Win Friends and Influence People. He said how to read Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers. But I got through half the book and I'm really motivated, but I'm just tired. I don't want to do this anymore. Pull out that why and look at it. And be like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. Define your actions. Live in the now. Control that monkey mind. Figure out why you're doing what you're doing. Define it. Put it in your wallet. Put it in your purse. Pull it out and then get back to work. Put in the effort, put in the work. So you need to define your why, or you're just aimlessly wandering through a business within merchant services or credit card processing. You're aimlessly wandering through the sale. You're aimlessly wandering through your ASOS. You're aimlessly wandering through this place where now I'm making enough money. It's okay. Okay, and that shouldn't be the goal. Your goal with an industry like this is to become very financially successful very quickly, which is very, very possible. It's one of the most lucrative sales industries to get into. Now, we all know this because when we build these residual portfolios, they're worth assets. Okay, it's a little bit different than any other industry. So you build up your monthly paycheck that you can spend on real estate, this or that, or other businesses or investments. But not only that, the paycheck is also an investment. It's also an asset, something you can sell. So what other industry offers this, guys? Not that many. Not many at all. So keep that in mind. Stay motivated. Keep fucking rock and rolling, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.